So, my boyfriend has had a female best friend since before we started dating. I've always hated her because she was also my friend in university, and I saw how materialistic she was. She would put me down, so I eventually cut her off completely. Now, for years later, she's best friends with my boyfriend. He told me she is one of the most important people in his life, and that she's like a sister to him. I chose to accept it because I feel like I can't control his life or his friendships. But the issue is that he goes out with her alone all the time. We're in a long-distance relationship. Within the first month of dating, he went to dinner with her and called it a friend date. The other day, he was upset about something, and instead of calling me, he chose to rant to her. On her birthday, he bought her an expensive present, double the value of what he got me. Once, we were in bed, just chilling and being intimate, and he told me he had to leave by 5:30. His alarm rang, and he literally stopped what we were doing, saying, "I promised to meet her on time." I felt like it wouldn't have been a big deal if he had been 10 minutes late, but he said, "No, she'll shout at me." Apparently, since I was around for that month, since we're in a long-distance relationship, he barely got time to spend with his friends. Then, while dropping me home, she called him and told him she'd be late by an hour, making him wait. It was Valentine's week, and my boyfriend told me he couldn't get me flowers or chocolates because he was broke. He did end up giving me some a few days later, but on Valentine's Day itself, instead of asking me for a date night, he went to her house with a personalized candle, which he had ordered months ago but hadn't had time to give her, and donuts, because she asked for them. He could have done that later, but instead, he made time for her. He was on a call with me throughout the drive to her place, saying that he wanted to talk to me on Valentine's Day. But I felt like we could have had a proper online date instead. He dismissed the whole thing, calling it a chore that he managed to squeeze into his busy schedule. Today, she told him she liked some hair clips, something small, but even though he genuinely had no money, he still ordered them online for her. She had even messaged their friend group chat saying, "Someone, please buy this for me." He bought it for her using an installment payment app. Before we started dating, he told me he would randomly buy her flowers and chocolates. I told him that, in my opinion, it didn't make sense to randomly get another girl flowers and chocolates because those are romantic gestures. He stopped doing that after I mentioned it, so I know he does listen to me. Now, while I appreciate that he's honest with me and tells me everything, especially since we're long distance, I can't help but feel bothered by all of this. I know he's not cheating on me, but it still makes me uncomfortable. I also know that she hates me, and I hate her too. He's aware of this. I don't know how to tell him that this is bothering me. Every time he tells me about these things, I just respond with, "Okay, nice," or "haha." What should I do? I don't want them to be friends.